I want to share with you guys one of the most life altering, habit changing, success making, most wonderful mindset shifts and discoveries that I've ever made. And it was the discovery of godly vision. A lot of times, as guys, we make goals. We want to hit a certain weight, maybe. We want to lose or gain a certain number of pounds. We want to be able to bench press a certain amount. We want to be able to squat a certain amount. We want to be able to make a certain amount of money. We want to get a girlfriend. We want to get a wife. We want to eat a certain amount of protein. But a lot of times, most men don't follow through with these things, right? And there's the top, 10% or whatever who are really good at sticking to what they say. But most men cannot keep their habits that they make. They continue to eat the bad food. They continue to watch the videos they shouldn't be watching. They continue to, not go to the gym, all these kind of things, right? And what does that lead to? Well, it leads to depression. It leads to a man who is just weak and hasn't accomplished anything. And in this video, I want to give you the key to breaking out of this cycle of motivation, action, fatigue, depression, right? And so the cure to this is godly vision. Now, what do I mean by godly vision, right? That's kind of a broad term. What does that even mean? Well, we have to understand that in the Bible, things are seen before they happen. What do I mean? Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the confidence of things not seen." What does that mean? Faith is seeing something before it is physically manifested. An example, we are created in the image of God as people, right? As men and women. What does that mean? God had a vision, he had an image, which he then created us in. So even for God himself, vision preceded, now God's eternal, so that's kind of a rough topic. But anyways, vision preceded the physical manifestation of that thing. And as Christian men, as men who are on this journey to improve ourselves and get better and be more like God and be more giving and more generous and more loving, always trying to improve these things, we need to have a vision of what that looks like. I'm not just speaking abstractly. I'm not just speaking, of theological. No. I'm talking about practically, what do you want to be like? One of the most amazing practices I could ever share with you is, what do you want your average Tuesday to look like? Let's say in your dream life in 3 to 5 years, what do you want a Tuesday to look like? I'll tell you for me what I came up with when I did this, and maybe it'll give you some inspiration and you can do the same exercise, okay? For me, I said, okay, I want to wake up. I don't want to wake up to an alarm. I want to wake up to natural sunlight at around, 6 in the morning. I want to do my morning routine. I want to, have some coffee. I want to read the Bible. I want to pray. I want to do a little bit of journaling. I want to get outside in the sunlight. I don't want to have to be rushed to a job. Right now, I have to rush to a job at 7 in the morning, and that's one thing that I don't want in my dream life. I want to have freedom. And then I said, I want to go to the gym. I want to do some cardio. Obviously, I want to spend time with my wife in the morning. And then I want to, my future wife, right now, my girlfriend, future wife. I want to go to the gym, do some cardio, maybe do a little bit of sauna, talk with the guys, whatever it is. I want to come home, shower, have have a meal. Then I want to do client calls. I want to be a mentor. I want to get on calls with people, or even in person if possible. And I just want to do my mentoring. I want that to be my business. I want that to be my source of income, right? I want to show guys, okay, you're struggling with this thing. Here's what I did. Here's what guys that I know have done. I want to do mentoring for maybe, 5-6 hours, do some other work, maybe record some videos, right? Do some thumbnails, whatever it is. Maybe I need to do a meeting with someone who I'm working for, whatever. Then in the afternoon, I want to spend time with my wife. I want to do chores, obviously, if I need to clean, whatever it is, go on a walk maybe, go to the gym and do my actual weightlifting workout. Once I have kids, that'll be my time to spend time with my kids. Hopefully one day I'll have a nice house. Maybe it has a pool and a view, and we can go out to the pool, or we can go out to do something fun. Be in bed at, 9 p.m., 9:30, wake up at 6 the next morning, do the same thing. For me, that's like the dream. If I can, get my work done in 6 hours, hit the gym, spend a lot of time with my family, read, eat healthy. That's what I want out of life. And now that I have that vision, this is what I tell you all this, you know, this is the purpose of me telling you all of this, is that you can do the same thing. And it's so powerful because once you understand, okay, this is what I want, well, you can start to fill in the gaps. Okay, well, right now I don't quite have enough money to do that. And right now, I'd want to be in a little bit better shape. So I need to start hitting the gym. And you can say, okay, these are the things that I want in my dream life. What do I have to do to get there? For example, I want to have that freedom and I want to have that mentoring business. Well, how do I get to that? Well, first of all, I work on myself. I become the kind of man who is able to coach people and mentor people and give them advice, right? By getting in good physical condition, by, gaining wisdom, by reading the word, by growing and having my own mentors. And things like that, right? And I also do that by posting these videos and by creating content so that there's young men who reach out and say, "Hey, I would like to get mentored by you," right? It's I have a goal. This is what I need to do to get there. Inputs and outputs, right? And you can just start to build your dream life just like that. But if you don't have that godly vision, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, you're going to be stuck. You're going to say, "Oh, well, I want six pack abs. So I'm going to go on a diet." And you eat chicken and rice for 3 days, and then you're back to eating Reese's peanut butter cups because you don't have a godly vision. When you make it specific, when you say, "Okay, I want to look like this, I want this much muscle, I want to be in this good of shape," then you can really start to hammer in your goals. Make sure your goals are specific, right? Because then you know exactly what you are aiming for. There's like that thing about SMART goals, right? It's like specific, actionable. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing, but SMART goals are great. I've heard a lot of people talk about that, and I think they really do help a lot of people. So I would say, dude, just develop a godly vision. What talents has God given me? What desires has God given me that I want to use in my life and that makes me excited? And then use, something like the SMART goal system to say, okay, these are the daily or weekly or monthly things I'm going to do in order to get to that, and track your progress. Start small, right? If you want to start reading or going to the gym, start reading a page a day. Start reading one Bible, one chapter of the Bible a day. Start going to the gym for 20 minutes a day, whatever it is, to get the habit formed, to start to build the identity. And then once you've built that identity, you can start to build upon that, right? That's the same idea. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's the same idea as building on the rock of Jesus, right? Building on the foundation. You have a solid foundation, and then you start to build upon that. And slowly you put pieces of your dream life together. Okay, now I have, the physique. Now I need to get the money up a little bit. And I don't have a girlfriend, so I need to start, and then you get the girlfriend, and then she's your wife, and then you have children. And eventually, if you truly have a godly vision and you truly put in the work every day to move towards that godly vision, and you put in the inputs necessary to get the outputs, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. If God is on your side, and if this is a vision that is fueled by God, and you know that, you cannot fail. And so this is a simple formula, right? I'm not going to tell you how to get a Lamborghini or to get a huge house. Those things are cool. I want a nice sports car in 3 to 5 years. But that's not what this video is mainly about. It's about, what do you want your day-to-day life to look like? It's such an important question. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've gotten anything valuable out of this, please make sure to like, comment something that you found interesting or valuable or whatever it is, and please subscribe to the channel for more videos that are basically just Christian self-improvement, especially for young men. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.